Over the last couple of weeks, our website participation has grown substantially. We've got over some thousands of people who have come. And on our Friday stock talk, some of the new people said, you need to dumb this down a bit. You need to, on your cheat sheet, you need to make it a little easier to understand. So I put a tutorial on it. And then the request was, you have this portfolio management tool that you've developed that you've shown a video on as to where do you buy in and what kind of price targets do you have and what are your orders. And so that's what I did this morning. I created a new Google Sheets that that enhances the cheat sheet, but also gives you access to my management tool that I use every morning to determine what I'm going to buy and what I'm going to sell. And then I've added to it the actual listings of my buys and sells in that portfolio and at what price I want to buy them and how many shares and what percentage of allocation they represent in that portfolio. So I want to take you to my computer. I want to take you to the Best of Us Investors, and I want to walk you through what our Platinum members have available to them as they build their artificial intelligence portfolio. If you're a new investor, I want you to understand this is extremely important. This is the culmination of all the innovation that has happened since the Industrial Revolution, and then the development of the semiconductors, which are now creating the chips that make artificial intelligence available. So let me take you, particularly if you're a new investor, and show you how this can make your building a artificial intelligence portfolio that will pay you handsome returns in your future.
Best of Us Investors presents Kerry Griegmeyer.
If you come to our website, Best of Us Investors, this is what you're going to find. If you're a member of our Platinum level, you're going to go to Services, and I want you to come and go to Portfolio Long-Term Analysis, and then come over here and say Bus Portfolio Cheat Sheet, and that will open this up. The first thing you'll see is a tutorial on how to use the cheat sheet. What the cheat sheet is a sum total of my last years of analysis work of the stocks that I believe that are going to build the infrastructure that is going to make artificial intelligence and machine learning available to us. Then it also, the BUS 12 portfolio actually includes those companies that I believe are going to deliver it to us in the form of software. What I've then done is done an analysis on their financial strength, their technical strength, and then I'm showing you my position. I'm then showing you the target price at which I would like to buy the stock, even though it's not at that price currently. And I'm looking at Apple. I want to buy it at 165. It's currently trading at 191. It's 116, or it's 16% above my target price. So I'm out of it. On the other hand, I'm in AEHR. I have a target price here of 30, and its current price is 24. When I highlight it in violet, that means that's where I'd consider selling it because I hold a position. So that's what this is. What I'm then looking for is earnings projections and revenue projections. The price of the stock currently is based on what it has done up until now and the projections of what it will do on the future. What I then want to do is concentrate my efforts on those companies that are going to say, we're going to increase our earnings and we're going to increase our revenues, and that's where I want to buy. I then rate that stock from a 1 to a 5, 1 being a very strong buy, 2 being a buy, 3 being a hold, 4 being a sell, and 5 being a very strong sell. Now then from that point on, after I then focus down on fewer stocks, and that's where I go here to my portfolio manager. And I've brought it down to the 20 stocks from these 30 up here that I believe are in a position to give me good returns. So what I also do is I subscribe to Zacks. Zacks is a service which has been built around their ability to predict which stocks will exceed their earnings and revenue projections, particularly earnings. And again, they rank them based on past history, a 1 for strong buy, 2 for buy, 3 for hold, 4 for sell, and 5 for strong sell. I then take and manage my personal portfolio based on this. I have $535,000 allocated to this bus 12 and plus 13 portfolio. I then go in and say, of my 525,000, how much do I want to allocate to each of these stocks? And here you can see I put anywhere from, it looks like 8% as a high to 2% as a low. That then I multiply times the price of the stock that I want to buy it at, and it comes with the dollar value of my goal. I then say here, this is what I hold currently. So what that means is, from the data here, Apple is selling at $191. It is a hold ranking. I currently have nothing in Apple. So my current value, portfolio value, is 0. I want to get it to 6%, which will represent $31,500. I need $31,000. The price I want to buy it at is $165. I'm off that target price by $26.24, or $13.72%. I have no orders in place right now because it's so far away from my target price, so I have no buys in place. Let's skip down to AEHR. Current price of $24.08. It is a strong buy. I currently hold 500 shares of it, and I want it to represent 3% of my portfolio, or $15,750. Let's stop there and just say how this would work for you. You would take this same sheet and you would change this number to whatever you want in this bus 12 or bus 13 portfolio, and all these numbers would change. So back to AEHR. I need another $3,700 to achieve my 3% allocation. So my target price is currently, target buy price is $21.39. I'm off that target price by $2.69, or 11%. So I have placed a good till cancel order, which means that when I put that order in and say good to cancel, it will stay there for 60 days. At $21.34, I have an order in for 100 shares. Once I get that 100 shares, that will fill out my goal, my allocation goal on AEHR. What I have over here then is the price at which I would say I would consider selling it and taking my profits. This is just a target. If it gets to $30, I will go to my charts and I will measure my commitment to that price, and I might move it up. What I'm telling you is this is a full disclosure on my part on how I'm managing my portfolio. Let's drop down to the elephant in the room, and that is Tesla. And you can see it's currently trading at 238. I have a strong sell on it, or I should say Zacks does. I tend to agree with them. I want eventually to have 6% of my portfolio in Tesla, but I want to buy it at 194. That's 18.5% away from where it's at right now. I have no orders in because it would be a waste of my time. As I watch this and I come back to this every day and I see Tesla's price come down and get closer to my target price of 194, I will reevaluate it and possibly place an order. So this is how I manage my Bus 12 and Bus 13 portfolio. I have another portfolio, which is a dividend portfolio. I manage it similarly, and I will eventually put that in here as well. As I say, this is a work in progress, and I want to share it with you as a platinum member of our tribe. What happened was, several people on our stock call, as I said, you need to dumb this down. I don't want to call this dumb because this is not dumb. This is based on a lot of research and a lot of data and a lot of subscriptions that I pay for to come to these conclusions. Let me give you an example. Let's look at AEHR and let's see how I came to a conclusion of the prices that I think are where I want to buy it and where I might want to sell it. So let's go to our Trading Views charts and see exactly where that price comes from. Okay, this is my AEHR chart on Trading Views, and I subscribe to Trading Views. If you're interested in, there's a link in the description, and then I also subscribe to some add-ons. That's what gives all this buy-sell, all this Bollinger Bands, and gives me the ability to put in several analysis tools. So what I am saying is I want to buy it at $21.39, and here is where you can see where I come up with that price. This is showing me that AEHR is substantially off its highs. Its highs are $53.37. Those red lines represents resistance. That is, this is where the computer program that I subscribe to tells me there are a lot of sell orders that are on the books at $53.09. There are a lot of buy orders at $21.54. There are more buy orders at $17.09. Now, I then come down here and I look at their relative strength index. What that is telling me is when it gets above this rating of about 70, it historically corrects and comes down. As you can see, it got up to 70 and then it came down, and it came down to around 50 and then rallied again. What I see here is it got up in September up to a resistance level of 52.67, and then it came down substantially, and then it got oversold. You can see here when it came down to this support level of 21.82, it was oversold and started to climb up. I see it now with a movement up further. So this is why I'm putting my buy order in, because I think it'll come back down and touch this green line and then go to this resistance level. It will then fill this gap. This is a gap where the stock traded up in a single day and left a gap in its candlesticks. I then believe as it gets to its earnings, that will be in, let's see when that is, January of 2024, it could go all the way up to this resistance level of $41.31. So that's how I come up with the prices that I show you on my management portfolio. That's what I do for every stock. You can do the same thing. Learn to interpret your charts and build a similar spreadsheet, and then come to it on a daily basis and determine where am I at and what do I want to do next based on this research that I have done of those stocks that I believe are going to give me the best returns. Now, I also want to look at a stock that I wanted to get into, but I didn't. It was Snowflake. Snowflake was, let's go look at the chart on Snowflake and we'll see what happened on that. Okay, this is Snowflake. It is a software company that is going to buy the offerings by either Microsoft or Google or Amazon and then deliver them to their clients to better manage their business using artificial intelligence. I was wanting to buy Snowflake, and then they just this last week came out with exceeding their prior quarter's earnings projections. And you can see the stock gapped up substantially this last week and is all the way up to $185. And as you can see, it reached a resistance level. What is a resistance level? This is where sell orders are on the books, and my computer program reads them. And sure enough, it got up to the sell of 192.61 and then retreated the following day and got all the way down to 181. But I don't want to buy it at 181. I want to buy it down here because I think it will cover this gap, it will cover that gap, and then it will come to its support levels. What are support levels? Support levels are where people are putting in buy orders. They're saying, I want to place an order at 165.81, and that's where I want to buy into this. I am one of those who are putting in buy orders. The computer system, this program I buy and plug into Trading Views is telling me where that support level is. Now, if I'm real aggressive, the next support level is all the way down here at 138. I don't believe that's going to happen because I think Snowflake will continue to grow its business in software for artificial intelligence, buying their tools from Amazon, Google, and Microsoft, or one of those, buying or knowing that they have to be supported by the chips that are made by NVIDIA, and eventually within the next 30 days, AMD. And that's how I make my decisions that I want to buy Snowflake when it reaches my price. And again, we go back to the bus portfolio, and I show you that I have a order in for Snowflake to buy 50 shares at $172.54. Okay? Does that make sense? This is what I spend my time doing. If you'd like access to, get on the bus.